Hey everyone, it's me, Joyful Anime 19, back at you with part 7 of What If Deku Had Beast Boy's powers. Now, we're gonna get into the what. Now we're gonna get. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna say something first. I am really sorry that I haven't been posting as much as I thought I would. It's just that I've been busy with school and things like, and school. I've just been so busy and I've gotten so tired as well. This is me saying I'm sorry. So let's get to the. So now we're just gonna get to the what if. This is gonna be what if Deku had Beast Boy's powers, part 7. And one of you mistaked it for part 9. This is actually part 7. Last video was part 6. This is part 7. Now we're at the UA Sports Festival, and one of you gave me one of you on the comments said that I should make it that Midnight or Mr. Aizawa unintentionally say Beast Man in front of everyone by accident. Then press conference, and everyone will be happy that Beast Man is still gonna be a hero and things like that. So yeah, I gave you a heart for that. I'll check in the comments down again later, but it's so late, so I'm just gonna make this video right now as much as I can. So let's get to it. Okay, in part 7, Deku just finished doing his speech, and before they select what they're gonna do, before the referee, I mean before Midnight said anything about what they're gonna do, what challenge. The students look at Deku. Some students look at Deku and they also, and some of them say that Deku is a really seems to be like a man of honor and things like that. Doesn't care about the glory or anything. I mean, everyone says you could see in his eyes, see right in his eyes that he's not all about the money or anything like that. He's not, you know, some of us dig in the UA just for the money, but him, he's not in it for it. He really does want to help people, and when he said it on the podium, I something inside me just wanted to roar. Something woke up inside me and said that I shouldn't be doing this for the money. I should just do it to just help people. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, Stain also sees this. He also sees it inside of a screen. For even though he's a villain, some heroes believe that Stain is a villain. So yeah, Stain does see a TV shop, and it does show Deku what he said. And let's get wait. And this does interest Stain a bit. And he was starting to lose hope in other heroes, including new generation of heroes. But he's happy that there is still one who still wants to fight for the good of everyone. So yeah. Midnight says it's everyone get ready. We're about to start now, and everyone checks on the screen, see what they're going to be doing, and it's going to be the long distance run, and everyone gets ready. Everyone gets ready. Deku also gets ready. as well. So yeah, Arrow and Midnight says go, and yeah, everyone goes into the tunnel and they try to and they all bump into each other, pushing each other out of the way. But then Todoroki freezes everyone in their place and freezes everyone in place. So yeah, that was actually so yeah. But didn't actually get caught by the ice because he turned into a bird. No, he actually turned into a fly, and he said, "Woo! If I didn't sense that was gonna happen, I'd probably be stuck. Probably should get out of here and start going." So he's out of the tunnel in his little bug form, in his little mosquito form. So he's out of the tunnel and he transforms back into himself. And everyone is surprised that was everyone in the tunnel was actually surprised that he appeared out of nowhere, including people who were watching as well. And Deku decides to make himself a bit more faster. Everyone else got out got out the ice and started running. So yeah, Bakugo is using explosions to make himself faster. So faster. The the and one of the and 0 pointers and the 3 pointers, 2 pointers, and 1 pointer robots appear out of nowhere. Begin to appear out of nowhere, and so yeah, they have to take down one of them, take out the robots, or they could just run past them. So yeah, Deku actually destroys a bunch of them in the process. So Deku is now about 87% of One for All, and so he turns into like a he actually takes on the ability of a dragon, and he incinerates all the all the robots in one go. And everyone that was watching is like dumbfounded. They're like, "What the hell? How the hell did this kid? He's powerful." And so Deku starts running, and he believes that maybe he overdid it a bit, but he didn't have time to. He didn't have time to suppress the power a bit. So yeah. Deku is now running. Bakugo is ahead because he managed to get by the robots, and he's bit a bit long. So yeah. Meow, 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 meow. Okay. So Deku is still running, and the mountain steep things on the thing on the ground the big giant cavern. So yeah, Deku has to get cross. So he actually takes on the abilities of a kangaroo and jumps from clip to clip, each one to each one, and he managed to get by. He did hear a girl says he did hear what was happening in the back. Uh, he does see a girl who flies above him, saying, "Oh, my babies!" And he says, "What the hell? Someone brought babies?" Oh, Never mind. It was just they were just saying they're gadgets. Man, I really thought that they were actually using babies in this one. I thought that it was going to be like rescuing people thing again. Okay, and Deku points his focus onto the race. So he's still running. He is literally still running, and he hits the minefield, and he decides to fly over it. Everyone sees this. He actually turns into a bird, into a pterodactyl, and flies over Bakugo and Todoroki fly over them, and then he lands. And starts running. And Todoroki and Bakugo are behind Deku, and they're trying to catch up. And Deku is now already there, and now he's at first place. While Bakugo is actually that Todoroki's in second place. Bakugo is in third place. And he says, "What tip you guys don't want?" No, that's actually going to make Bakugo even more pissed off than he already is. So yeah, Deku isn't actually catching his breath because he still has a lot of energy left. He still has a lot of energy inside of him. And and everyone's like cheering for Deku. Yeah, yeah, and things like that. And All Might and Deku are actually staring right at each other, and All Might is really proud of Deku, and and so yeah, Deku and All Might are going to develop that father-son bond thing. So yeah, Deku is like smiling. Tears do come out of his eyes because he's smiling. While crying at the same time. So yeah, and so yeah, the cavalry match begins, and Deku Deku does have the 1,000,000 points thing. So yeah, he does end up with the same team, but with a slight twist. With a slight twist. With a slight twist, Tokoyami isn't gonna be the third person to help out. So yeah, it's actually gonna be Sue. And Mei Hatsume, Uraka, and Sue and Deku are teamed up. Are actually teaming up, and so yeah, the whole thing starts, and everyone is going after Deku for the 1,000,000 points. Some of them ignore him because they've seen his power, because it's unreal, so they believe they don't stand a chance against him. But the others do. Bakugo and Ida go after him, and so do others as well. They all go after him. But Deku jumps and transforms into a bird, flying into the sky. And Bakugo also uses explosions to fly into the air. But Deku is flying so high into the air that Bakugo reaches his he feels the limit of his quirk, and he's afraid he can't keep going, and he misses, and he makes a mistake and ends up falling at the ground. But then Zero catches him with his tape, and Bakugo says, "Damn it! I didn't get to him. He was flying so high." Ah. Damn these, damn this stupid side effect. Really hurts. Well, that's what and Zero's and Kirishima says. Well, that's what happens when you overuse your quirk. Did you forget our? Did you forget that that our quirks aren't limited? That we can't use them constantly? And Ashito says, "Yeah. Did you forget about that? My acid could still hurt me if I make any more. If I secrete in more acid. So the same thing goes for you." Shut up, you three. You two. Ugh. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He'll come down and he'll come down. He'll come down anytime soon. He can't stay up there forever. And Bago is right because Deku's wings acts as his arms. So Deku will eventually get tired. And he does get tired, and he comes down, and Bakugo takes his chance, and but then Monoma comes out of nowhere, and he says that you should be more focused. After all, this is a sports festival, you idiot. And Bakugo is like super pissed because he heard that from. So yeah, he does notice that his points are gone. This headband is gone, and Monoma has it. Gets even more pissed off, and so they go after Monoma to get back their points, and they actually don't. They actually do get back their points, but they don't get back any. They don't get any more points, just their own points. And Bakugo is back in the running. He does go. He decides to go after the other teams. So yeah. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, Deku is now waiting for the timer to go off. And he's trying to rest his arms for a bit because he overused them a bit. After all, they act as his when he transforms into a pterodactyl or a bird or any flying beast. They do act as his muscles, so it does hurt him a bit. So yeah, hurt him a bit. So, but then Todoroki comes out of nowhere and he creates two ice walls to make sure Deku doesn't go anywhere. And Ida and his team tries to go at Deku, try to get the points, but Deku manages smack Todoroki's hand from touching his headband, and Deku and a tail comes out of Deku's back and slaps Todoroki in the face. And Todoroki has this bump on his cheek. And he's trying his best, but then Ida decides to use his reciprocal burst, and they almost got the points. They almost got it, but Deku saw it coming, and he jumped into the air. He actually jumped into the air to avoid it. To avoid their team's points being taken away. And Ida tries again, but it doesn't happen. Deku still sees us coming, and we all know the time limit before Ida's engine began to clog up like 10 seconds. So yeah, so Ida tried a bunch of times, but then his engine began to clog up. But then Ida asked Todoroki to freeze his engine cabs, and he does be able to use his reciprocal burst again. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Deku still jumps away. But then Ida asks Yaoyorozu to Momo to make a pipe, make a pole pipe, make an iron pipe, and she does, and he freezes it, making an ice lance, and tries to get the points off of Deku's head, but making a little point to it so that way he can get it. But Deku sees it and he turns into a fly. They can't see him, but then Deku is on top and transforms back to himself, and Ida's engines are now clogged up again. He can't use them again. So yeah, and the timer does go off. Bago does go after other points, and Monoma does go after other points as well. And Ida still has enough points. So yeah, we have five people that were still in the running. So yeah, the brainwashing guy is still in the running. So yeah, and Deku is happy, and now, and all of you are so wondering of what will happen during these fights. So yeah, I'm also excited. For this as well. So yeah, in the original anime, Deku and Shinzo do actually go up against each other, but in this one, I'm going to twist it a bit, making it that Monoma and Deku only fight against each other. So yeah. So Todoroki comes up to Deku, and Ida says, Midoriya, and Deku does answer and says, yes, Todoroki, is there something wrong? And Todoroki says, there's no doubt that I'm strong. There's no doubt that you're stronger. But don't forget, I'm also strong as well. I don't know what's going on. It seems you have support. I don't know, I get this feeling that there's someone backing you up. So yeah, that happens. And he says, I will beat you, and I will be number one in this sports festival. And I'll only use my eyesight. And Deku says, fine, Todoroki, if you're not going to use your full power, then I'll beat you in my power, my full power. And Todoroki does walk away. Bakugo was actually angry that he wasn't Ida's enemy or his rival, and he does declare war on Todoroki and Deku, but he knows it's going to be short-lived. So yeah, the battle between Monoma and the battle that was supposed to be about Shinzo and Deku, but after all, this is my what if, so I decided to change it, Deku and Monoma are actually going to be fighting. Monoma and when Midnight says, "Okay, start," and Monoma tries to run up to Deku, try to copy his quirk, but nothing happens. Nothing happens. He tries to transform into an animal, but it doesn't work. For some reason, he can't transform into an animal. And it isn't because of One for All, it's because it can't. It can't because Deku's quirk is unique. It can't be copied nor taken away. So yeah, it's a really unique quirk. And Deku tries to grab because he isn't worth the time, because he sees Mono as scum, as an idiot to believe that that's gonna work on him. So yeah, Deku does end up transforming into a griff, end up growing a long tail and grabbing Monoma and throwing him out of the stadium with his tail. And Monoma does end up hitting the wall and passing out. Zero and Todoroki's match was up, but then Zero was actually defeated. So yeah, upsetting defeat. The other fights go the same way, but in Uraraka Bakugo's battle, it's a bit different. Deku was actually helping Uraraka train, so Uraraka is good at sensing danger before it happens, learning to actually be in tune with her senses. So yeah, I forgot to mention that. Sorry, I'm really sorry. So yeah, we will go over the other fights, so don't worry. But Bakugo is actually defeated by Uraraka. She managed to touch him, and Uraraka does learn a bit about her quirk. She makes Bakugo. She does learn, and her quirk does evolve because of this, making her able to actually manipulate gravity, and it's at the point where she doesn't actually need to touch. Actually, I think so. So yeah. Bakugo is defeated by Uraraka, and Deku, and then Uraraka. So yeah, Uraraka says to Deku that she'll meet him in the finals because Uraraka wants to face off with Deku, so she could test out her newfound abilities. And Deku smiles at this, and he's proud of and he's happy for Uraraka. So yeah, we're gonna end this right here. And everyone, thank you for supporting me, everything. So thank you. I'm actually really happy. When I saw my subscription, I was actually in tears. I didn't know you guys actually like my videos that much. So thank you. I'm really happy. Oh yeah, and here's a quick announcement. I almost forgot to say this in part 2 of What If Deku had the Sharingan as a quirk. Part 2. Yeah, I forgot to say this. You guys can push in any other jutsus you want, but not the Earth Manipulation quirk, because it's an Earth style. Because I decided to make it into an Earth style quirk, and Deku will get a Telekinesis quirk. So don't worry. So don't worry about that. But I've decided to add some villains from Naruto who are actually My Hero Academia versions of the Naruto villains in Naruto. So yeah, there will be a villain who has a reanimation quirk. So yeah, Deku's Sharingan has other abilities that are not just about visual paralysis and things like that, and boosting his physical abilities and copying quirks. He does have the ability to like manipulate minds, and he can face through objects, and he can also take in objects into his own dimension, into the dimension that he created. So yeah, Deku is so yeah, and there are other abilities that the Sharingan has, but this is where I'm going to end it now. And thank you for watching. Thank you.